As James already said, I'm talking today about the new era of search. And more importantly, I'm talking about topical authority because that's one of my favorite topics. And I can already tell you, I will just mention AI once. And it's not to write more content, but it's a really traditional talk. First of all, as we already said, I'm Dani Leitner. I'm based in Switzerland. And I think this QR code goes to my newsletter, my English one, but I'm not sure. You really should try it out and see where it's going. And why am I talking about topical authority? Well, I started a travel blog, and when I was writing for the travel blog at the beginning, it was really horrible. I didn't see any results. And then this thing happened. With my domain rating 2, I was just afterwards interrail with an interrailing topic. And from this moment on, everything that I wrote about interrailing suddenly was ranking well on first page. Even if it wasn't the most in-depth article or something, it was ranking on page 1. On my travel blog, just 25% is about interrailing, but 90% of the traffic comes to that. So that was actually my beginning of getting to know what topical authority is and what this means. And I was just like, well, that's actually really nice. And wouldn't it be even nicer if you would make money out of your website, not with my travel blog, that was just for fun. And then you rank for your topic where you make money. So that was the realization where I said well, that's really important thing. And I will dig deeper and find out how to not get there by chance, like on my travel blog, but how I can actually build it on purpose, this topical authority. And well, I've been talking about it on stage as well. So that's one of my favorite topics. And that's why I'm here today talking about it as well. What my plan is not just to talk about topical authority, but about what changed in the last years that brought us actually here. Because there was a lot going on in the SEO market in our niche that changed completely how we work today, how we worked 5 years ago, or even 3 years ago, and how we worked 10 or 15 years ago. And that's what brings us actually here, and why topical authority now is more important. For that, we go back to 2015. Exactly 10 years. We have 2025. Yeah, 10 years. This year was important for me because I was traveling in Mexico, Honduras, and all of Central America, which was the beginning of my travel blog, which is not really important for the SEO community. And for you, maybe this wasn't even important as well. But what was happening the same year was the ranked brain update. And the ranked brain update was a really important step. And that's the only mention of AI today, because it was introducing AI into the algorithm of Google. We had already the Hummingbird update 2 years ago before, which already started with going away from this keyword approach and more understanding what the user is searching for. But the ranked brain just made this even more possible, because the AI started looking at how two users react with the search, what are they clicking, how long are they staying, to find out what actually is the intent behind, how are keywords related, how if a new keyword comes that they've never seen before, where should it be, what is the relationship to others. And that was actually the start when we stopped from it's counting the keywords on the page, but really it was going in a different direction now. After that, of course, we had the EAT and then the EEAT, which was a really important step for us in the SEO community as well. The first thing in 2018, I think it was expertise, authoritativeness, and trust, already changed the focus a little bit more on, well, it's not just about writing something and about this page, but more about, do we have the expertise? Do we have the authoritativeness? Can we gain the trust of the user and of the search engine? And then the second E that came also brought in the experience. And I think this is a really important basis that actually brought us to this topical authority and being more important than ever. And then 2021, something great happened. We had ChatGPT coming up and bringing complete chaos. Because from that on, it was actually a lot about, well, is AI content helpful? Do we just write content now more that is not even helpful? That's more spam than anything else. But there were more things coming. Like we had this, I don't know how many of you read the article, The People Who Ruined the Internet. Spoiler alert, they say it's us. And then SERP changed with Reddit, and then new search engines came up with AI overviews, and in the search, ChatGPT search and Perplexity. So in the last year, since 2021, when all this AI stuff came out, a lot of things were happening that changed completely how our industry actually will have to work in the future, or is already working. And then to get a little bit closer to 2025, last year, there was this Google site reputation abuse policy, which is actually about if you have your website, you have authority, what we long call domain authority. And the idea behind this is that it's not fair that you, with your website, because you build a huge brand, a huge domain authority, just go around and say like, well, let's just make a small affiliate site and make some extra money. And suddenly you rank on position 1, but the person that was working like the last 10 years on his affiliate site was putting a lot of effort and really high quality content, just can't match you because your domain authority from another topic actually and another basis is higher. So that's actually like, it's not just concerning affiliate products, but that's like the case, the big case with the Forbes and the Forbes advisor that we all have in our head. And that's actually a really important step in all of this that was happening with spam content and with AI content and with the internet's getting bigger. And first, it was just about second party. So if you had like, you have your domain authority and you sell part of your website to someone else, but then it was also first party. So it's, even if your topic is not about that, you shouldn't just be able to rank on page 1 just because you have from the past a high domain authority that you built for something else. What's really interesting, all of this, the biggest ones that we talked about were in November, the penalties. They were manual action. If you think about the Forbes case, this was a manual action. So somebody at Google had to say, well, this is not fair. Forbes advisor should not rank, so we put a manual action here. A manual action for me is Google can't do it with the algorithm. Because if they could do it with the algorithm, they would do it with the algorithm and not go and put some punches out there on other websites. So that was really interesting to see that they want to go, but they are not there with the penalties. And something else was happening now I think it started in December, but we talked a lot about it in January, the HubSpot case, where they lost suddenly a lot of traffic. And Elena Solis had a really nice analysis about that, where she showed which pages actually lost traffic. I mean, HubSpot is a really big brand and important content marketing for us in the SEO niche or in the marketing niche, because they made some things really well. But if you look at the pages that actually lost traffic, it was something like famous quotes. I don't think that's really relevant for HubSpot user or for the software of HubSpot. Another one like the smiley shrug. So they were articles where they got a lot of traffic, but it was from the topic, not related to what they actually do. And that for me was the first step into, because this was not a manual action. This was an algorithmic update. The algorithm saw that, well, that's not your topic. Why are you writing about that? And that's for me the first step, that we actually go to topical authority in a different way that could be measured with an algorithm and not just with penalties or manual actions. So I think that's a really important step that we actually went there. And now that we talked about how we changed, how the search changed, and why this is now more important than ever, how could Google actually measure topical authority? And that's a really important question, because if we think about what to optimize, we want to know, how could Google know? What would it do? What would it read? What would it look at? And for that, we go back. You don't need to understand the slide, because I have really nice drawings that look like from a 6-year-old that explain this concept, but that's from the Google leak from last year. The Google leak last year was a leak of a documentation of the programming of the algorithm. It was not the code that actually is the algorithm of Google. It was the documentation. And in the documentation, you normally say like, well, we have this function that a programmer could use, and these are the attributes this you can do with that, and that's what you see there. What's really interesting, we had like a lot of things in this Google leak, and there was just one model that was really interesting for topical authority, and there was this quality authority topic embeddings version item. You don't need to remember that. But it tells us a lot about how Google might actually measure topical authority. And now my nice drawings. Imagine you have a website. The website is about topic A. That's the whole topic of the website. It's the site embedding, Google would say in this code. Then we have on every site pages. We have the page with the topic A, we have a page with topic P, and a page with topic C. That's a page embedding. So Google would look at what is the overall topic of the site and what is the topic of each page on its own. And then it would go and could make like a relationship between them, which is the site radius. If now on the first case, we have now the page topic, the website topic is topic A, the page topic is topic A. So it would actually be like 100% the same. So we give it the number 1. Now topic P has some relationship with topic A, but it's not the same as topic A. So we say like it's an overlap of 50%. So we give it the number 0.5. And topic C is completely different. It has nothing to do with topic A. So we give it like 0% and 0. So this is how I interpret the code. It's not, I don't have some insights from Google that they are doing it like that. But I prepared an example for that. So now let's imagine you build your website about gardening because you're a really great fan of gardening. And I'm not good at gardening, to be honest. My spinach out there is not growing at all. Maybe it's Switzerland, but I'm not sure if it's not my talent. But let's say you're good at it. And you have your website, your blog about gardening. So your website topic is obviously about gardening. And then you have 3 pages. The first one, which roses should you grow in your garden? I assume this is a question someone could have, which is obviously about gardening. Then you have one that says how to clean up your basement to have more space in winter for your plants. So it has some relationship with plants because of with gardening, because you need to put your plants inside in winter, at least here in Switzerland, because it's really cold. And you need space for that, so cleaning up the basement might make sense. And then you found out how to hack Netflix family account. So actually, you can watch from your parents' account who live in another flat or far away or close, and you hacked it. So you write about it to help other people. But that has nothing to do with gardening. So we would now say like, well, the first page is topic of gardening, obviously. The second page is decluttering, but has some relationship with gardening. So we say like, well, 50% of the article we could say is about gardening. And then the last one is about tech hacks, streaming, and has nothing to do with it. And the logic should now be, if we assume there would be a number that calculates topical authority, and we just take now the logic from domain authority that we all know. Let's say the domain authority is of the whole website is 56. And all the links, everything that comes in goes to gardening pages, is about gardening, comes from websites that talk about gardening. So all this domain authority would be the same as the topical authority because everything is related to gardening. Then for ranking the page, which roses should you grow in your garden, it would make sense that the authority on this topic is 56. It's actually this topic. So it would have the same strange. It would be 56. If we go to the next one, well, it would just be half of it. So we give it topical authority 28. And then when we go to topic 3, we don't have any authority on this topic. So, well, we start at 0. So the background here is that, well, if I write about something and then I write about something else, like the Netflix, it doesn't mean that Google comes and gives me a penalty and this page will be de-indexed immediately. But it would mean that I don't have the authority on streaming, on tech hacks. If I now start building this authority on this special topic, I will rank higher. but I would need to build the authority on the topic and not just write one page about it and it uses the authority from the rest of the page, which is about gardening, but doesn't make sense for the Netflix page. So I hope this example explains you a little bit more what topical authority might look like in a measurement thing if we want to have real numbers for it and not just have this concept of building topical authority. And well, to say it like, if we look at this, I think domain authority is dead. And we now have topical authority as a measurement. At least in the near future, it will be more about that than about domain authority, which is something we are already going in this direction because we changed the name of link building and backlinks already to digital PR. But I think digital PR is more and more now than it was 3 years ago when we started with this name. Now, how do we convince Google about a topic? I already said some things, but let's start and see how do we actually might be able to get topical authority. And first of all, we need to choose a topic. This sounds really, really easy because obviously we all know what the topic is about, but it's more complex than you think in the first thing. Most of the time, it will be something that's decided from your business case and what your business is about, what the website your client is about. But often, a client doesn't have just one product, but has a lot of products, has different stuff. So we should decide on one topic where we actually start to build a topical authority. Maybe the most important topic, where the biggest margin is, where the most impact for the business is. If you don't have a really, really niche business, that just is one obvious topic. Then, well, very important, we need to stick to the topic. And also, this sounds really easy, but remember the HubSpot case. There was this great traffic with the famous quotes, but that was not the topic. But it's often like this. Well, you see, like, well, this article has a lot of traffic. It would be nice to have this traffic. But if it's not on the topic, well, throw the idea away and stick to your topic. Really important, because you can't do everything. You need to focus to really get to your goal. Then next, we need to dive deep into research, which we already do always, hopefully. In this case, I really love to bring the example of, let's imagine you want to convince Google or this girl that you know about SEO. And you try to do that with saying how to optimize your H1 tag, how to optimize your snippets. Well, that's really basic. That just shows that you read an article about what is on-page SEO and just took the first 2 steps and put them on your website. So that's not showing a lot. But if you really go deep to some really specific user questions, like, for example, how do I need to write the href tags for Switzerland? Which language should I take? Because Switzerland has 4 official languages. So if you answer like really specific questions and show how this works in the SEO world, well, you show that you're an expert, because you can even answer specific and deep down questions and not just, well, I've read the book about what is SEO. And that's where we show the difference in expert or just read the book about what is SEO. I'm actually not sure if there's a book that's called What is SEO. Step 4, obviously, is write high quality in-depth content with all the rules that we all have. And like with the EAT in mind, with writing helpful content, and I think we know about that. And step 5 is actually monitor your performance and iterate. And that's something I actually discussed in a lot of podcasts, because it's a good question. How do you actually monitor topical authority? How do you see if you're getting better? And I honestly think there's just one solution: keyword tracking. I would recommend you go to your keyword tracker and track the whole topic. Track every keyword you find around the topic that's relevant for you and see how this topic is changing. That's especially important because if you have a website that has more than one topic and you just want to track one topic, we don't want to know, well, everything grow more traffic, but was it on the thing we built topical authority at the moment, or was it something else that they published? So we really want to track the topical authority and also see the competition just for this keyword set. And that's where it's really strong, the keyword tracking, because you can have all the measurement and see the competition and the share of voice for this topic. What you will see if you get Topical Authority is the whole topic will grow, not just one article because you were lucky and wrote a really good article, but everything will grow. And that's when your Topical Authority is increasing. We still don't have anything different. No tool is putting a number on it like I was doing, but maybe it's coming in the future. And then, well, the last thing, I was already talking about digital PR, is going beyond your website. And I think actually that's the second time I'm talking about AI today, because I think that's even more important now with AI, because all these LLMs use different sources. Before it was building a link, and maybe it was like, well, this page doesn't look the nicest, but at least the topic of the page that I'm writing for the guest article is great, and I get a link, and it has high domain authority, and no client ever will see that. But now with LLMs, they get their information from everywhere. Like here is my website, a Sidepulp article I wrote, where I had my bio. Then my LinkedIn, they get information. Here we have Women in Tech SEO, another, again, LinkedIn, and my village, where I'm living in Switzerland. So it's actually because I'm there as a company registered. So that's where it gets the information. And it gets it from a lot of places. So now we really need to do digital PR. And I want you to think, if you build your Topical Authority, to not just say, well, I'm building the best blog about this topic, but also go outside. Go and talk about it, go and go on podcasts, write on other sites. I know it's sometimes hard with the client, so at least we can go with the writing stuff and guest article, because you can't say to the client, well, you need to do a presentation here. I don't know, you don't like public speaking, but I think for SEO it would be beneficial. Well, that's not working like that. But still, we want to think further and outside, because that's LLMs get their information from everywhere. And maybe they get it from a site, and it would be great if your name is on there if it's your topic, don't you think? And well, last, what happens when you achieve Topical Authority? Well, Google loves you. And that's everything we want in our SEO career, no? Thank you very much. Don't forget to scan